Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch of Saints Discussion on Strike 7 Sports. Tonight, I want to break down the New Orleans Saints 2022 regular season schedule. More in particular, the opponents that I believe the Saints are going to could have a little trouble with, and could possibly determine if the team will make the playoffs or not. Now, I know that the schedule came out last week. I believe it was last Thursday. It was leaked pretty much throughout the day, early in the morning, about they were gonna play. I was a little late to get to it. I didn't want let too much time go by and I not talk about the schedule, but finally got an opportunity to do it, and here we go. So they open up the season on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. They go back to the Superdome to host Tampa Bay, and I believe they go on the road, or I think they host Seattle. Then they play the Carolina Panthers. I think it's Carolina Panthers after Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then it's Seattle. I think on the road again. Then they go to London to face the Minnesota Vikings. So I believe that if the Saints could go 5-0, 4-0, 5-0, or at least 4-1 during that stretch, I believe they're in good shape to face these opponents, the following opponents. So this first tough opponent I believe on the schedule will be the Cincinnati Bengals at home at the Caesars Superdome. Now, this is a big game for a lot of reasons, and that's because of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Both players played football at LSU. They were part of that magical year in 2019 when they won the national championship for LSU. There's also a couple Saints players on that roster. More in particular, Trey Hendrickson, Von Bell, Eli Apple, the guy that nobody that nobody pretty much likes from the Saints fan base on that team. So there's a lot of history there between that franchise. They said we said who that. Bengals are the AFC representative of last year's Super Bowl. So a lot on the line in this football game. A lot, a lot of emotions are going to be in this game. Could be a high scoring affair. We'll see. Depends. As the Bengals have a really good defense. I think it's pretty underrated. Saints have a good defense. I think is one of the best in the league. But this is the first, I think, of the gauntlet for the Saints during this 2022 season. It'll be Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase returning back home to the Superdome in week 6. Week 7, I think they go to after that week 6 game, they go to Arizona on Thursday Night Football, if I'm not mistaken. Then they head back home the following week, a little rest, to play the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Saints' last 2 games, they have lost both games against the Raiders with Derek Carr in the center. That maybe if you recall during the pandemic year, with no fans in the stands, Saints lost that was their second game of the year in 2020. Fell apart on the road against the Raiders at home. Well, at the Raiders Stadium, no fans in the stands. And the prior to that, there was a shootout in the dome where the Saints had a big lead in 2016. That was the year when defense was just terrible that year, giving up leads, blowing assignments. That was like the last of the bad years for the defense that year. 2016, the Saints lost, I think it was 35-34 against the Raiders in the Superdome. So that was a week 1 game, open up the season, 2016 season. And that was in the last of the 79 years for the Saints. So that'll be an interesting game. Hopefully the Saints will be ready by then. We'll see. We'll have a good idea what this team is about. But this is a huge game for a lot of reasons, playoff implications possibly during this time. No, well, it'll be week 8, but we'll be heading to the midpoint of the season in week 8. So week 9, they go on the road. Not bad, typo right there. Well, yeah, it's on the road. It's at home. It's at home. Yeah, they go at home to face the Baltimore Ravens. It's one of the 3 primetime games they have. They play Baltimore at home. Monday Night Football will be the first time that the Saints will be dealing with Lamar Jackson and that rushing attack along with their defense. Baltimore last year didn't make the playoffs because a lot of injuries to the personnel, but they did a good job of replenishing that roster and throughout the draft and through free agency. So interesting matchup. The last time the Saints played Baltimore, Saints won on the road. It was playing in Maryland. That I think it was Justin Tucker missed that. It was a game time field goal. He missed it. Saints recovered. I think it was blocked. Yeah, it's a missed field goal. Saints won that game. It was the 2018 season. So Lamar wasn't started at the time. It was Joe Flacco. But Week 9 matchup at home against Baltimore. Now I think 2015, if I'm not mistaken, it was the last time Saints played. The Ravens played at home. Played in the Superdome, and I think the Saints lost that game. So Week 9 against Baltimore. Now that's a yeah. I think after the Baltimore game, I made a mistake. After the Baltimore game, they play Arizona, and that's followed up by the LA Rams at home. I'm more than sure there's going to be a I don't know. I think it's 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3:45 kickoff in the afternoon. So this is like a revenge game. It's a bad game with a lot of bad blood, bad, animosity between both teams because of what happened in 2018, the no call. Um, Saints haven't really gotten their revenge of that game because in 2019 was the game where Saints went on the road to play the Rams and Drew Brees messed up his finger, missed 6 weeks, and the Rams pretty much took over that game and blew out the Saints. So they play the LA Rams at home, and this will be a huge game. A lot of emotion in this football game. A lot of emotion. Rams will be there as the defending Super Bowl champion, so there's a lot riding on this game. Possible, seeding play for home field advantage. We don't know. Depends on how what condition the Rams will be in at that time. But I expect them to be a really good football team and no signs of regression. So Week 11 at the Superdome, revenge game against the LA Rams. So Week 12, we go on the road. San Francisco, followed by Tampa Bay. So that's gonna be another tough game, man. Another interesting you know interesting set of games right there against uh, Tampa Bay and San Francisco, and that's gonna be because the 49ers, man. They're under Kyle Shanahan. They've pretty much given the Saints some issues. I know 2020, 49ers were beat up, and the Saints won the game at home. That was also the game that Drew Brees, you know, cracked his ribs in. So those NFC West teams give the Saints a lot of issues. It's LA and Tampa Bay, LA and San Francisco, but we don't know that the Saints could be facing Trey Lance as the 49ers starting quarterback, or they could be facing Jimmy G. So we'll see. But in the dome, in 2019, that was that shootout. That was the last game that we seen that where we saw Drew Brees at his best in that football game. I think he drove five touchdowns in that game. In a losing effort, San Francisco won by I think it was 48-45, a shootout in the dome. But it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. They go to Tampa Bay the following week. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this could be the year that the Saints split with Tampa Bay, or the Saints could continue their winning streak against them. Brady is 0-4 against the Saints in the regular season. So tough stretch right here, San Francisco and Tampa Bay. But it is when they can win these games, and they're going to buy in week. They're going to buy after the Tampa Bay game. They're going to buy week 14. They come back to play Atlanta, I think, Atlanta. Yeah, they come back play at host Atlanta. They go on the road to play the Cleveland Browns. And what's intriguing about this game is that Saints could possibly be facing Deshaun Watson this game. So it's a toss up. It could be a wild card game or a wild card type feeling because you could be facing maybe Baker Mayfield if he's still on the roster, or you could be facing Deshaun Watson. So we don't know because Deshaun Watson may be serving a suspension, maybe coming off the suspension. We don't know. And a game against Philadelphia, I mean, by that time we should know if the Saints should be a playoff team or not because the Saints have not are 0-2 against Jalen Hurts as the Eagles when he is the Eagles starting quarterback, and they have not figured out a way to rattle him so far. Hopefully that'll change this season. We'll have enough game footage on him to determine how to defend him, how to rattle him. But that Eagles team is improved a lot. They went out and got traded for AJ Brown from the Tennessee Titans. They picked up James Bradbury not too long ago. They got brought back Fletcher Cox. They got N'Kobe Dean in the draft. They went and picked up. They drafted Jordan Davis in the first round, a big defensive tackle from Georgia. So they're pretty much loaded, man. Their tight end is pretty good. Dallas Goedert. You also got Devontae Smith, who's going into his second year with that offense. So a lot of pieces on that offense, man. A lot of personnel the Saints got to deal with. They're pretty good running the football. They ran down the Saints' throats last year, a blowout loss on the road for the Saints. So by this time, we should. This could be a meaningless game or a game that has a lot of a lot of riding on the line for it. And I won't be surprised if it gets flexed to a prime time setting because of what could be at stake. So there you have it, man. I just have the Eagles, Browns, Tampa, 49ers, Baltimore, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Bengals as the most difficult opponents for the Saints this year. I believe the Saints can get it done. I think they're a good I think they're going to be a good football team this year, and I think they're going to be ready to deal with the different challenges that these teams present. So there you have it, man. That's the teams I believe is going to make or break the Saints 2022 season. I think they're going to be up for it. You know, with the personnel that they have on the team right now, the moves that they made, the signings they've had in the last couple of weeks shows me that the Saints are all in for contending for a championship this year. So we'll see how everything plays out. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all feel about the schedule. Do you think the Saints can win the majority of these games that I talked about tonight? Also, in the description box below, check out strike7sports.com/Saints for latest content on the One Saints organization. Listen to this through Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Just give me a 5-star rating and leave your comments. Have a blessed night. Peace. Who that? I'm out.